Have you ever stopped to think about bees? Those tiny striped creatures buzzing from flower to flower, tirelessly working from dawn to dusk. But here's the strangest part. You'll never see a bee working for itself. Everything it does, every flower it visits, every drop of nectar it collects, is for the benefit of others, for the hive, for the colony. Why would an individual creature dedicate its entire life to a greater cause, never tasting the rewards of its own labor? Today, we're diving into the fascinating logic behind this phenomenon. To understand bees, you have to start by understanding the hive itself. A bee colony functions as a superorganism. Unlike most animals, where survival is largely about individual success, eating, mating, staying alive, in a bee colony, the individuals act as if they're parts of one larger being. The queen is its heart, pumping life into the hive by laying eggs. Worker bees? They're like the hands and feet of this superorganism, gathering food, protecting the nest, and keeping everything running smoothly. But what drives this extraordinary selflessness? It's biology, yes, but it's also evolution at its most ingenious. You see, worker bees don't think of themselves as separate creatures. They don't need individual recognition or personal gain. They're hardwired to ensure the survival of their genetic code, even if that means sacrificing themselves for the hive. Because when a worker bee helps the colony thrive, it's indirectly helping its own DNA pass to the next generation. The queen, who's genetically related to every bee in the hive, serves as the living vessel for all those shared genes. And then there's the little-known concept called inclusive fitness. For bees, it's not just about personal reproduction. It's about maximizing the survival of shared genetic material. Think of it like this. Picture a family tree. Every single bee in the colony is a branch connected to the tree's roots. By ensuring the hive's success, a bee is safeguarding the tree itself, even if its own branch eventually falls away. But there's even more to it. This cooperative behavior isn't just about evolutionary survival. It's about efficiency. A lone bee wouldn't last a day in the wild. But together, bees form a well-oiled machine. Some forage for nectar, others process it into honey. Guards protect the hive, while nurses care for the young. This division of labor allows the hive to accomplish far more than any single bee ever could. In fact, studies show that this collective mindset allows bees to solve complex problems, like finding the most efficient flight paths or adjusting their workload based on the hive's needs. And here's the kicker. Bees don't just work for each other, they also work for us. Researchers estimate that about 1/3 of all the food we eat relies on pollinators like bees. Their selflessness feeds ecosystems, grows crops, and sustains life on Earth as we know it. So the next time you see a bee buzzing past, remember this. It isn't acting out of simple instinct. It's following an ancient, elegant logic, one that prioritizes the survival of the hive as a whole. And maybe, in its tiny, tireless way, it's teaching us something profound, that sometimes the greatest rewards come not from what we take, but from what we give.